Hello everyone. Today is February 15th, 2026, and I'm going to head out and get back to begging again today. That is the plan for today. So even though our rent is paid for this week, my son has pull-ups. That is good, but I always have to think into the future, basically get a head start, even though today is just Sunday and rent is not due till Friday. Basically just trying to get a head start on, next week's rent. And then, of course, every day we need food and, any other little things that we need. And so it just has to be done. I'm not, this isn't like woe is me or anything like that. It's just, speaking matter-of-factly, I just got to go get it done. Just got to go basically try to get some money, basically, again, for day-to-day. Eating and whatnot, and just trying to get a head start on the rent for next week. So so I'm gonna go do that right now. I'm just letting my car warm up right now, and I'm gonna head out. I was actually thinking I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of a secret that's not so much of a secret, something that I figured out in this time of working and begging and in my life in general. I'm gonna tell you one thing that I figured out. One thing that I figured out about money is that kind of how you get money is kind of inconsequential. So what I mean by that is I've worked a lot of different jobs, as I was kind of talking about yesterday, right? This is just going to be quick. This isn't going to be long. And fast food. I worked in a factory. That's where I just got done. I worked in a factory and whatever else. And money is money, right? So say I worked a few hours at a fast food, however many, a couple hours, few hours, and I made $100, okay? Or say I worked a few hours at my last job, being a janitor, working at a factory, and I made $100, okay? Or say I went on begging on the streets for a few hours or several hours, and I got $100, right? So kind of how you get it, it's like, you got to, bills come. You got to pay for bills. You got to pay for food. You got to get whatever. What you do to get it is, like I said, kind of inconsequential. It's still, the money is still money. $100 is still $100 is what I'm saying, I can say, and one thing that I'm very proud of myself to say, that over this time of us being homeless and all that, one thing I can say is one thing that I never resorted to, that none of us have resorted to, is any kind of crime, selling drugs, trying to rob people, trying to, scam people, nothing like that. Even though, of course, we begged and, in this time we've been homeless and, I've had a couple different jobs or whatever. I've done what I can to make money is my point, but what I've never done is, commit crime or attempt to commit crime to get money. So I'm proud of myself for that. So yeah, that's kind of become my philosophy in life. This is how I'll wrap up the video. It's just like, hey, you got to, I think in my head, basically, you got to make the money. And what kind of made me think of that is because I've had some jobs where people look down on you, like especially you work in fast food and stuff like that, and some people they snark at that, or like, oh, you work in fast food. And that's kind of where I started getting this mentality before I even started baking. It was like, I'm making money if I whatever, I worked at Del Taco, for example, but it doesn't matter. You work at Del Taco, McDonald's, wherever you work, right? So what? You're working fast food. Again, you work several hours, you make $100 or $200. Okay, what's the difference between that and, you work in several hours or somewhere else and you're making, $100 or $200. Okay, if you make more, good for you. But hey, I'm still working and earning money. My money's still green. $100 is still $100, like I said, And so that's kind of become my mentality. It's just like, you get the money how you get the money. Again, not doing illegal things. I frown upon that, especially now that I'm older and have a family on that. But other than that, one more thing. I'm going to end this on. I'm going to end with this. Like in the modern day, how a lot of people are getting mad at these girls for doing OnlyFans and stuff like that. Oh, you do OnlyFans and showing your body? So what? They're not trying to be hungry or on the streets. They're just trying to make money, so whatever they want. So what if they want plastic surgery or if they want a nice house or whatever? They're making money. You do, again, you're doing several hours of working at fast food, several hours of begging or OnlyFans or whatever. You're hustling to make money. I respect that. And so that's my mentality. And so I'm going to go out, try to get it, because things need to be paid. Bills keep coming. You know, hunger comes every day. You got to eat every day. So that's what it is. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video.